Broadcasting live from the Esports Center of Indianapolis. It's Monday night, time for some casting booth. Commissioner T now, Commissioner Smash here in the studio, ready to bring it to you. Of course, we've got Battleman on production. It's week 4. It's the middle of the season. We've got a fun episode planned. We're going to be doing some playoff previews tonight.
We certainly do. Really excited about this. One, we have a ton of highlights and lowlights that y'all have submitted, which we're really, really excited about. And 2, playoff previews. We are at the end of week 3. Week 3 has ended, beginning of week 4. And the run for the championship, run for the trophies is all but very, very real, very, very competitive, and we're really stoked to go over that.
Yeah, we're pretty pumped to go over it. Just to give you a little rundown of the show tonight. Obviously, we're doing a little mid-season playoff preview. We're going to look at some of the top teams across all our circuits, see who's making their way towards that championship run here at the midway point of the season. On top of that, we got a ton of highlights that you guys have submitted. Obviously, we didn't have casting booth last week, so we're going to be having some from week 2 and week 3. We've got it for all games. Highlights are going to be a ton of fun. 2 quick announcements before we jump into the show, though. Number 1, you heard Smash mention it there. We've got a little bit of a new spin to the show that we're going to be doing called the Lowlights. So you submit goofy plays, stuff that maybe didn't exactly go your way in your games, and we're going to just have some fun with them, right? We've got highlights that we like to go over. We want the lowlights as well. We want the fun plays. We want the mess-ups. We want the goofy plays. You saw the thing pop up at the bottom of the screen there. You can use !fails to get a little bit more info about that and see where to submit those. And then announcement number 2, many of you probably already saw, but just in case you missed it, we are looking for more community casters for the fall circuit. So if you're interested in being a community caster, make sure that you check out the application. It was emailed out to everyone. It's also in the IGL announcements channel in the Discord. So take a look at that and get your application submitted if you want to be considered for the community caster program. Chat is just hyping it up tonight and going crazy. Buddy Mandude hit us with the tier 1 grand champ of our heart. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ethan says, stopped my free play grind for this, but it's worth it. Oh, it's going to be worth it, my friend. This is going to be a fantastic episode. Playoff previews in full go here. I think that's it for the announcements, though, Smash. We're ready to hop right into it, and I believe we're starting with our Apex console previews here tonight. We're going to be taking a look at the Apex console circuit, seeing who's doing well in there and seeing who's making their primed run here to get into the playoffs here. See if we can answer some questions in chat. Let's see. Inspire, what are your thoughts about teams being able to make team montages to submit to you guys and possibly posting them on your YouTube channel? I don't know about it on our YouTube channel. I mean, we would be happy to, see some of your guys' highlights and showcase them maybe on this, like our Twitch stream and stuff like that during casting booth, because that's kind of what we're doing with the highlights. So that would definitely help, and we would be, we'd certainly be happy to see those for sure.
And we're certainly open to any ideas you guys have. If you do have any stuff like that, you can post in the product ideas channel in the Discord. We take all those and catalog them, and there's no guarantee that we'll do it, but if a lot of people ask for it, we may try to figure something out. And there's a lot of other things we could do too, like maybe link to your YouTube page on your profile on the website or something like that. But I don't know if we'd ever put it on our own YouTube channel, but we'd have to see.
Yeah. So I do appreciate the suggestion, though. I think we are ready for the playoff preview to start here for Apex console. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We do have, looking at the highlights here real quick for Apex. My mistake there. So this one's awesome. This is 317 Slayer, threat level midnight, coming in hot with a highlight play. Check this out here. Last 2 teams left in the ring.
Hold.
Yeah, just get that guy out of here.
Smoke it.
I don't have any help.
Do.
I'm healing. I've got to.
All right, so we see 317 Slayer he made his way here. He's getting the respawn. This is where it gets crazy, boys and girls. Hold on for this one, because 317 Slayer is bringing it home.
There's 2. We gotta back off until we get down.
Down. One left. Right here on me. I want to watch.
They got it. So so in case you missed a little bit of what was happening there, 317 Slayer was 1v3, took out 2 players, respawned his teammates, and then they won the victory royale with the punch-in. Hilarious way to start off the Apex playoff preview. That's the kind of level of competition you're going to have to bring if you want to be able to make it in the playoffs. But we are going to take a look at the console standings. And just for those of you so you're aware, we're going through Apex, then Rocket League, then Smash Bros. So that's going to be kind of the order that we are looking at here. again, the Apex is an interesting one. There's 2 different divisions in the console circuit. So we're actually dividing it up a little bit by ranks like we do with Rocket League, which many of you are familiar with. I know we've got a ton of the Rocket League fans in the chat, and we've got a lot planned for that segment as well. I mean, we're certainly going to be going through all the conferences, kind of conference by conference, looking at like the top 6 teams, seeing who's making the push in the middle of the season. I will say the playoffs, predict playoff state right now. It's obviously not set in stone. There's also been some scores that haven't been submitted just yet or got submitted after we had to get everything ready for the show today. So it's not going to be exactly what it's looking like here, but it's still going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. That's what the casting booth is all about here. So getting into that now, let's take a look at, I believe, Division 2 or Division 1, excuse me, Division 2 for the Apex console circuit here. Lost X there, Smash. They're turning it up here. They're a new team.
They certainly are. Lost coming in 281 points so far this season, and I don't know how people score that much, considering personally I can barely get over 20 points with my team per week. We're just happy to score points in every single game that we in a game that we play in. But Lost X really coming out there, 173 kills, 9 first place finishes, which means that they literally have placed first in every game that they have submitted. Followed by freaking Apex Gods doing the same thing, only behind by 7 points and only 7 kills behind them as well. I mean, they are so close. This really could turn. They could turn the tide at any point in time. Again, first place 9 times, 9 submitted games, every single one first place. Congrats to them. And then it isn't until the third position, the third spot, do we actually see someone not submitting a game that wasn't first place.
Yeah, it's still pretty impressive, though, what the egotistical maniacs are doing. You look at those kills, 170. They're sitting in third. They don't have all the first-place finishes that freaking Apex Gods and Lost X do, but they've got more kills than the Apex Gods there. So these top 3 teams in a really competitive spot, Tyrannical Chubby Glocks and Trash Esports here in the 4 and 5. I actually want to give a quick call-out. Tyrannical Chubby Glocks is in 4th. I'd entered some incorrect information there for Trash Esports. I believe Trash Esports has 183 points, 6 first-place finishes, a second place, third place, and fourth place is what that should be. But either way, I'm loving how competitive this division is looking. Like, you see the top 3 teams very close. You see the 4 and 5 team. I mean, they're right there, not too far away. And the way the playoffs work is it'll be a 2-hour time drop where you're trying to rack up as many kills as possible. So these guys all fighting for a good spot there in the playoffs, but I think it's going to be competitive top to bottom here. And actually, freaking Apex Gods, Trash Esports, and the Tyrannical Chubby Glocks all played in the spring circuit. So they're returners. Egotistical Maniacs and Lost X trying to make their mark here, and so far doing a great job.
They certainly are. Man, what an impressive show for all teams here in Division 2.
Yeah, very, very impressive indeed. Let's keep it rolling with the Apex console circuits here, as we also have the Division 1 conference. And, man, No Love Esports Bravo running away with it here at the top. But look at those 1 through 4 spots, Smash. Even in the 6th spot, too, with the Crimson Lions, every single team, Threat Level Midnight missing out on 1 first-place spot, but every single other team has finished first in all their games played.
That's, again, absolutely insane. No Love Esports has 2 teams entered here in Division 1 for console. 351 total points, 243 kills. How's that even possible? How do you even get 243 kills in 3 weeks?
I have absolutely no idea. I would probably need I need the rest of this year to get 243 kills. So that's really impressive. No Love Esports Bravo certainly making some big-time plays here in Division 1. Octopus Gaming, though, you got to keep an eye out for them. I believe they had a great showing, finished they might have finished in the top 3. If not, they were close. They got at least maybe 4th in the spring circuit. So they are right up there as well. definitely would be keeping an eye on them coming playoff time. And then, of course, all the rest of the teams there mixing it up. The top 6 for Apex do make the playoffs here. So you saw in Division 2 there's only 5, so obviously those teams are all going to have a chance there at duking it out come championship time. But Division 1, it's getting a little competitive there for those top 6 spots.
It certainly is. Those teams are going to have to watch themselves. Should we move on to what's next?
Yeah, let's take a look at the PC one real quick before we jump into Rocket League. So wrapping it up with Apex here, our PC circuit, we actually have 8 teams in it. So these are the top 6 right here. Going to be looking to hold their ground, make a push into the playoffs, and look at Ray's faction coming out on top, edging out Seep and Sobrad. 2 returning teams, those guys, both played in the spring circuit, and I believe Seep was actually in first through week 1 and 2 they were in first, and Ray's faction just came and passed him up here in week 3. Pretty impressive stuff from these IGL veterans there.
It certainly is. And Seep and Rays, I believe both those teams, as well as DSF and, of course, you guys, are returners from the previous circuit. I can't remember if Skooma Bean Dip is a returner. I think maybe they played or maybe on a different team. I'm not sure. But lots of these teams here returning, and Ray's faction currently in the lead. 289 points, 181 kills, 9 first-place finishes.
Yeah, and Ray's faction was actually our third-place finishers in the spring. I do remember that. So they are on a tear. As Smash mentioned, DSF, Skooma Bean Dip, Crushed Red Party Cups, which is my team. We all returned from the spring circuit. We're back. We're fighting for it. Skooma Bean Dip actually has... There are 2 Skooma Beans teams, and this is one of them. So some of the players kind of split up and now are playing on 2 separate teams here. But got to give the nod here to in bed by 9, though. That early bedtime seems to be making them ready to rock for Apex and helping them stay alert and active, getting plenty of sleep. They're in third place there. I believe there's some new players coming into the community for the first time, but you see those 8 first-place finishes. They're in third place so far through week 3. Pretty impressive there.
It really is. And I got to give a shout-out to the Apex Legends circuits in general. Even if you're not very good like me, there's still a ton of fun.
Yep.
One, because I've just been playing with people that I don't normally play with. Deeks, shout-out to my teammate, as well as a couple other guys that I know locally that I've been able to bring in. And I think we might be playing with Grambo this Sunday. He might be filling in with us. So it's a ton of fun just to meet people, and it's so easy to play because you can play it literally any time, and you don't have to schedule another team. And I kind of like that about it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a good, obviously there's people in it that are really good, but it's a fun one to play with your friends. So if you do play Apex, no matter the level, get out there and compete. It's a good time. We're out there. No matter how bad you are, you can compete with us. It's we'll be there towards the bottom, ready to compete with you. So Apex looking good heading into the playoffs. Like we said, the top 6 teams from each division will make it. And then we'll get to see them do 2-hour throwdowns where they try to get as many points as possible. Moving on here, though, to Rocket League, which I know plenty of you are waiting for. It's obviously our biggest circuit. We're going to take this one step at a time, starting with 2v2 East. And remember, we're going kind of division by division, conference by conference here, starting with Division 1 here, Smash. 2v2 East, the waifus sitting on top here, undefeated.
And who else would you expect to be sitting on top other than the waifus? You've got Falcon and you've got Keepa. And these guys actually won the 3v3 circuit before we had regions, before we had 2,000 people playing in Indie Gaming League circuits. They won, I believe, the fall circuits or the winter circuits.
They won the fall circuit,
They won the fall circuits, which will actually be obviously next after this upcoming circuit, but upcoming summer circuit. But they won the fall circuit 3v3, and they have played in I think every circuit since. They have played in every circuit since. I don't think they were in the very very first one, but they have already won. They are returning champions, hoping to get a 2v2 Division 1 championship in 2v2 East. 3 matches won, 54 goals, 9 games won, only 1 game lost. They've only dropped 1 in this entire 3-week period, a 90% game win percentage.
Yeah, that's really impressive. They've actually been asking for a 2v2 circuit for a while, so they're taking full advantage of it. Look at the next of the top 6 teams here. Got to call out some of the returner. Go back one real quick, back to the Division 1 here. So calling out some of the returners here. Conquer Esports, Bilo playing on that team. They are having a heck of a season. 2-1 sitting up there in second place. The King Cobras, part of the Slippery Snakes franchise, showing off here in Division 1. And then, of course, Remove the Crossbar is out there killing it. United Ewoks is actually so Remove the Crossbar and United Ewoks, all those guys play on a 3v3 team together, and they split up into 2v2 teams. And would you look at that? They're absolutely killing it. They're doing really well in Division 1. And, of course, our number 3 team, not to be ignored, but there are newcomers. So I wanted to recognize some of the veterans here. Garbage, or Garbage, maybe if it's pronounced more sophisticated, like, I guess. They're having a really good first season. They are right there, basically tied for second. The only difference being a little bit of the goal differential there, but they're sitting up there towards the top as well. So Division 1 definitely looking like it is going to be a pretty competitive affair here in the 2v2 East circuit.
It certainly does. And King Cobras, as a part of the Slippery Snakes franchise, again, the franchises can earn trophies now, and the Slippery Snakes have already won second place in the Rocket League Spring Circuit, the previous circuit. So those King Cobras, they're going to be looking to try to add one to that franchise trophy case, and I'm sure the Slippery Snakes would love to welcome that. Remove the Crossbar, also a franchise hoping to get a trophy in their trophy case as well. But Division 1, always a very, very fun set of matchups to watch, and I'm really excited to see how the playoffs shape up with that.
I am too. It's going to be an exciting one. Keeping it rolling here with the Rocket League, we've got 2v2 Division 2. A lot of twos being thrown around here. So I believe in Division 2 there's several conferences, so this is one of the first ones here. Moon Squad in the number 1 spot, but look at the other 2 undefeated teams, Void Esports, Div 2 Purple, and Gradient Esports. The game win percentage separating Moon Squad from the rest, 90% there, folks. They've only dropped 1 game. And then in second place, Void, also undefeated with the slightly higher game win percentage, and Gradient Esports there, newcomers to the circuit as well, making their mark undefeated in the circuit so far. Love to see what these top 3 teams are doing here.
Could not agree more. And, man, always love to see newcomers, but love to see people coming back. And we've got a couple of those. Obviously, the Void Esports franchise, those guys have been around for a while. Kind of Toxic, returners, OGG. Those guys are also returners. And I think all the other ones might be new here. Am I wrong? Maybe,
so Kind of Toxic, kind of, well, the names are different, but Kind of Toxic is they're returners. Thanks, RL. As you picked up on the logo, the OG Gaming guys are playing in the 2v2 circuit. Cali Fire, Clower, Big Papa Low 5 are on that team, I believe. And then Double Commit is actually the Triangle and Equisports guys. This is one of their 2v2 teams. So the only new team here is Gradient Esports. I believe the players on the Div 2 Purple are new, though, for Void, but Void Esports, obviously a franchise. Got to be happy with how their team's doing here in Division 2. And again, this is just one of the conferences. There are several in Division 2, but this is just kind of a sneak peek at the top 6 of one of them. Quick overview of kind of how the playoffs work in Rocket League. So for every division, the top 16 teams make the playoffs. If there's no conferences, then obviously what I just said is the way it works, right? The top 16 teams will make it. If there's 2 conferences, then the top 6 teams from each conference make it, and then there's 4 wildcard spots. So wildcard spot is basically defined as it doesn't matter what conference you're in, the next 4 best teams record-wise get in. So if we're looking at 2 conferences, the top 6 make it in, 4 wildcard spots. 3 conferences, top 4 make it, 3 wildcard spots. And finally, the largest ones with 4 conferences, top 3 teams make it in, and 4 wildcard spots. So with the size of these Rocket League divisions and conferences, Playoffs are very competitive to get into.
They certainly are, and those trophies that you can earn too are going to be even more difficult to pick up this season. All right, anything left in this conference before we move on?
No, let's keep it rolling here with Division 2 into the next conference here. 2 undefeated teams at the top there, Smash, Triple D, and Shuriken Black.
Shuriken, of course, showing up strong. That's a franchise we've seen for some time now. Triple D coming in, showing their stuff. 2 undefeated teams, 39 goals for Triple D, 50 for Shuriken Black. Absolutely insane. 9 games won for Shuriken Black, 2 games lost. 82% game win percentage. Triple D with a 90% game win percentage. Absolutely, absolutely nuts. These guys are really going at it. I would love to see. We have to check. Are they going to play each other this season?
I'm not sure.
We
That
may
would
have
be
to check that out. We'll
yeah.
find
I'll
out.
have you pull up the schedule while we're looking at some of these other teams. Everybody else in the top 6 sitting at 2-1. We hit those 777 Esports or 777 Narcolepsy and Toon Squad. All having fantastic seasons. Narcolepsy, one of the new teams coming in here, as well as Triple D. Those 2 teams making a mark. I will point out that 777 Esports actually lost to Triple D. So you see the team at the top at 3-0 beat the number 4 team to secure that. Already some competition between these top 6 teams going on here. Definitely pretty fun to see what's going on between these teams. And again, this is the second conference here out of, I believe there's 3 of them in Division 2. Is that what I just saw in there? Yeah, there's three total conferences in Division 2, which means the top 4 teams from each conference make it with 3 wild card spots.
So Shuriken Black and Triple D will not be playing each other, unfortunately, so hopefully we'll be honored with a playoff matchup. We'll certainly find out. They are in different conferences here. But they both teams are playing We Hit Those. So that's going to be tough for We Hit Those because they're going to have to overcome both undefeated teams right now, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's not an easy task, but if We Hit Those is able to take down Triple D and Shuriken Black, that's going to be a major shakeup in the standings. So we'll see if they are up for the task there. I think we're ready for the third conference here in Division 2. Let's look at this last one. Afro Bros, 8K Gaming, RLPS, Cosmic Hedgehogs, Shake and Bake, all undefeated. Not a single loss for these top 5 teams. Afro Bros already 4-0. Man, this is a competitive conference here. I would not want to be fighting for a playoff spot. But then you see Big Top Gaming's at 1-2, bringing up the number 6 spot. So there's some hope for trying to climb your way up. But some of these undefeated teams are going to need to make sure that some of these undefeated teams are going to need to take some losses from some of the teams in the bottom half if other people want to be able to have a chance here.
They certainly are. When you get into these bigger divisions and bigger conferences, this is kind of what you can possibly end up with, where lots of teams are undefeated, but it only makes it more exciting as you get towards the end of the season because you have those teams facing off, you have those undefeated matchups, and someone's going down. One of the Titans will go down, and we're going to see that. But, wow, take a look at this. I can't speak right now. Afro Bros, 4 matches won, 40 goals for, 12 games won, only 1 game lost. And interestingly enough, 8K Gaming, the only ones with no games lost, the only ones with 100% game win percentage.
Yeah, they are the only ones who have not lost. Which if they're 4-0, that would put them ahead of Afro Bros. So keep an eye on that matchup across the top of this third conference here in Division 2. I probably got to give it up for RLPS for having the best name in Indie Gaming League. There's two RLP teams in the 2v2 East circuit. All the players on both those rosters play on a 3v3 team together. One of them is called RLPA, and the other team is in front of us here. RLPS tier, way better than A. So it just makes me smile seeing the teammates have fun like that and going at it. And they did actually play, and RLPS tier did indeed win in week 2. So F's in the chat for RLPA. They gave it a good shot though. But they're all teammates. They're all having fun. So it's a good time here, guys. Let's keep it moving to Division 3. About how many conferences do we have in this one? I think we've got 2. So let's take a look at who's doing well here in Division 3. Smash, you want to kick this one off here? Looks like we've got 2 undefeated teams.
Sure thing. So right now, Roadchill, Team Afflicted, both undefeated. The big goose egg in the matches lost column. 45 goals for Roadchill, followed very, very closely by Team Afflicted. Only 1 goal behind. Both of them, though, 9 games won. However, neither has that sweet 100% game win percentage. 90% for Roadchill, 69.23% for Team Afflicted. I'm just saying, right behind him, does have a match loss, but has a higher game win percentage, and so does Corrupted Tyrants. Higher game win percentage than Team Afflicted, but at the end of the day, the matches are more important than the games, and they currently are taking the slight lead over those next 2 teams, I'm just saying, and Corrupted Tyrants. But every single team in this conference has a positive match win percentage.
They do, yeah. So this conference, very competitive. Again, we're looking at a 2-conference setup here in Division 3, which means the top 6 teams will make it alongside 4 wildcard spots. So this 6 you're looking at here, this could be your potential players here in the come playoff time from this particular conference. And Smash, I know we mentioned we were actually going to do some previews here, or some not previews, some predictions. We haven't really done that.
We haven't. Who do you got?
Out of these top 6, if we're just talking about like who I think for sure is going to make it, I'm putting money on the Daddy's Diamondbacks team because they're part of Slippery Snakes franchise. I know they're sitting down here at number 5 at 2-1, but I see some good things coming from them, and I think they're gonna carry it through.
All right. Well, yeah, you definitely went at least from the stats. You definitely went with a bit of an underdog. I'm gonna take Team Afflicted. I'm going Team Afflicted. I think they're gonna, even though they have a lack of a logo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Team Afflicted.
I think that's going to get him in the
Their
end.
affliction is winning.
Their affliction is that they don't have a logo. But yeah, they're. I think all 6 of these teams are in a really, really good spot. Obviously, there's some teams below them kind of clawing for the playoff spots here, and we're only at the midpoint of the season, so it's all just for fun at this point. Just trying to see kind of what's going to happen here. But Roadchill, of course. I didn't want to pick one of the undefeated teams because I felt like that would be a little too obvious. But Roadchill has only dropped 1 game, and they're part of franchise as well. They're part of the Roadkill franchise. They're undefeated, 1 game dropped. They seem like they're going to be pretty scary. So keep an eye on them. Let's keep it rolling though, because we've got a lot of teams to get through. Division 3, Conference 2 here in the 2v2 East circuit.
And, of course, AVN Access at the top of this list with Coco. AVN, 3 matches won, completely undefeated, along with Coco. 46 goals for, 9 games won, 3 games lost, 75% game win percentage, which is the highest in this conference. So congrats to them. 3 weeks in, they're at the top, but still 3 weeks to go. Coco, again, following very closely behind. And another one from the AVN group, the Whiffers.
Yep.
Not really living up to their name as the Whiffers. Currently coming in at that 3rd spot. 2 matches won, 1 match lost, 70% game win percentage. Just barely nudging out Coco as far as game win percent is concerned, but Coco does have that undefeated status, which is really, really helping them right now. Quick shout out, Dink and Flicka, one of our franchises making this top 6 list. Congrats to them. We've got Reborn Gaming as well and Blastoise 6. Love the name. Huge Pokemon fan myself, so got to give some credit to them.
Got to give some credit. And the Dinka Flicka guys, you got to get your logo updated. You got the franchise. You got a logo. Come on now. Throw that up there and show some pride for the org you're representing. But they're having a great season. And, yeah, Blastoise 6. Avian has a couple teams in there. They're doing pretty fantastic. So it's great to see some of these teams succeeding with some of these franchises and organizations succeeding with multiple teams in here. Really, really cool to see. Pickles hitting us up with the tier 1 sub. Grand champ of our heart. Thanks so much for the support, man. Really, really appreciate that. Let's keep it rolling here into Division 4, which is also a Champ 1, Champ 2 division. So we just got done looking at Division 3. That's Champ 1 and Champ 2. We had so many Champ 1, Champ 2 players, we had to split it down the middle. And so we're getting into the other half of our Champ 1, Champ 2 community here. And I see a couple undefeated teams there sitting at the top.
That we do. We have 3 to be exact. Calculator, the team that is a team, and the Silver Muskets. Silver Muskets, one of our franchise orgs here. Calculator, 35 goals for, 9 games won, 100% game win percentage. The only 100% game win percentage team in this conference. Congrats to them. We'll see if they can hold on to that top spot. The team that is a team tied with the Silver Muskets as far as game win percentage is concerned, 75%. And then we've got following up very close behind, Girls Gone Civil. That's hilarious. Lunchables and 2600. Girls Gone Civil, 3 matches, one lost. Looks like they got their game in early here. Maybe they had a bye game.
Yeah, sometimes if you see more than the 3 games, there may have been a bye game. There may have been a team getting hit with the band hammer on their schedule, giving them a forfeit. You never know. But at the end of the day, everybody will get their 6 games in. K-Factor saying 2600 is in 3v3 West. Yes, you're allowed to play in a 3v3 circuit and a 2v2 circuit. This is the 2v2 East circuit. So they have a team in each of those circuits. Sandor hitting us with the tier 3, 15 months of support, the grand champ of our heart. Thanks so much for that, man. Really appreciate the support, and glad you're hanging out here with us tonight. I think we got to keep it rolling here for Div 4,
Predictions?
though.
Want to do predictions real quick?
Predictions, yes.
Let's get some guesses here. So you went first last time. I'm going to go first this time. Should I pick an undefeated team or should I pick an underdog?
I'm picking 2. I
You're
say
picking
we
2?
I say we
Okay,
pick
we'll pick
2 just to
We'll pick
because
2.
then you can kind of pick an undefeated team and
All
it's
right,
like,
that's
okay,
fair.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But okay, so one of your teams can't be undefeated then.
That sounds good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You have the benefit. You get all the stats. You kind of know which ones were forfeits and not. Forfeits or not. So
I don't remember all of them though. You can kind of tell the forfeits based on
That's
like
true.
who has like
goals and
goal.
stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with the Silver Muskets because I love the Silver Muskets. Those guys are awesome and they're undefeated right now. 75% game win percentage. Not picking the 100. So that's my first pick. So we're gonna alternate. So you go next.
I was gonna pick the Silver Muskets as well, and I'm still gonna pick them. I'm not gonna be. Even though that's the one that you picked, I'm still picking them as well to come out of this and snag a playoff spot just because they always seem to find a way to win. They were the 14 seed in the spring circuit, and they upset the 3 seed. So I got Silver Muskets for sure.
Nice. Okay. We both picked Silver Muskets. Let's see. I've got the second pick. Who do I want? I think I'm going to pick one of these 2-1 teams. I think I'm going to go with the Lunchables just because they're edging them out on the game win percentage, which I think is important. 35 goals for, a little bit on the low end considering 2600's got 44, but I'm still going with the Lunchables. Also, just a little bit biased because I love me some Lunchables.
That's that's as good a logic as you can come up with. I'm actually going with Girls Gone Civil because they have made huge improvements from last season. I believe it's the same players that were playing Gamer Teach to know them. Yeah, he said he's voting Girls Gone Civil too. That was the former Tipton High School team in our spring circuits. They had a rough go around. Seems like they've reloaded. They're playing really well, sitting at 3-1. I'm picking them to come out of this and secure a playoff spot. So let's keep it rolling, though, because we got a ton to get through. I think we're sticking with Division 4 here in the 2v2 East Circuit. So let's take a look at Conference B. Familiar name up there at the top, 2 bros and a Joe. Some pillars in the IGL community since the fall circuit, really. 9-1, having a fantastic season, doing really fantastic. The Mountain Horses, who I believe is a couple members of the Bronco B Sports Toon Squad family, also sitting at 3-0, and then some newcomers, Spec and Napalm, making their mark. 75% win percentage for the games, 3-0. Top half of Conference B here in Division 4, looking fierce.
They really are, and this is interesting because I feel like the structure of the conferences has been very similar for each one. You have a couple undefeated teams followed by a couple teams that have only lost one game. You don't see a lot with a losing record yet, which is pretty interesting. I think it means that there's a lot of healthy competition going on. So these playoffs are going to be really, really intense. And right now, this top of this conference is really, really intense as well. Like Tina said, Two Bros and a Joe. Those guys are returners. Mountain Horses, Spec, and Napalm, both undefeated as well. Right now, Two Bros and a Joe currently at the top of the list as far as game win percentage is concerned. Those guys are absolutely killing it. And I gotta give some chops to people who returning players who keep coming back, keep playing. So congrats, or glad to see them continue to hang out with us.
Yeah, you'll love to see it here. And then, of course, we love seeing the newcomers and the bottom half of these standings. Really the middle half here. Spec and Napalm undefeated in our top 3. Then we've got 5 Knuckle Shuffle. And then level 6. All new players in the IGL community making their mark, succeeding here midway point through the season. You love to see it. And then Avian Finesse. I love the word finesse. You know, they were the finesse crew. Now they're under Avian. It's pretty amazing to see. Hopping right into predictions here, though, for a quick one. I just want to go on the record and say Mountain Horses. That's my team I got coming out of this one for sure, snagging a playoff spot.
Why Mountain Horses?
I believe in the Bronco B Sports and Toon Squad family and Bronco Esports. I just believe in those guys. It was close, though, because I thought about Two Bros and Joe, but Mountain Horses.
Yeah, I think I'm picking Two Bros and a Joe personally, because I believe didn't we see them at RLCS?
We did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, if you guys go to RLCS, definitely meet up with us the next time. We'd love to see you guys in person. But anyways, I'm picking Two Bros and a Joe. Nice,
that's a good choice. And then for my not undefeated team, my defeated team, I'm gonna pick Avian Finesse. I mentioned love the Finesse crew name. Love that they're under Avian now. Gonna keep it rolling with that one.
Love it. I am going to pick up. I don't know why I like level 6 names so much, but I'm just going with them.
Solid one. It is a solid one. So let's keep it rolling here into Division 5, I believe. Couple conferences in this one. Dirty Mark and the Boy, Horses in the Back, Rocket League Police Department. Couple interesting names there, all along the top, all sitting at 3-0. The Dirty Mark one's funny to me because this team's been around since like the fall circuit. Their team name was Dirty Mark and the Boys, but there's only one boy because it's a 2v2 circuit, so it's just Dirty Mark and the boy. You know, they cut off the S. So I thought the team name was pretty creative that they came up with because you couldn't fit all the boys on the 2v2 team. It was just one of them.
Well, I guess you could have a sub though, right? I mean,
yeah, I guess you could have a sub. So,
right.
Horses in the Back and Rocket League Police Department, though, 2 brand new teams. 57 goals for Horses in the Back. They are definitely bringing the pain here and making some big time plays. Rocket League Police Department not too far behind them, also sitting at 9-3, 75% game win percentage. Good stuff here in Conference 1 or Conference A of the 2v2 Division 4 or 5.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. No team here though has 100% game win percentage, which if I were in this conference and maybe didn't make this list, I would be thinking about that. Every single team can be beaten.
Definitely can here. Looking at the bottom 3, the Neo Tokyo Radiators, Goat Squad, and the Collective, all very close, pretty much separated by a game. Neo Tokyo getting the 1 extra win to bump them up into 4. Love what I'm seeing with these 4 teams, though, or these 3 teams here in the bottom half. Neo Tokyo Radiators been around for a while. Goat Squad and Collective making some marks here. We'll see if they're able to keep it rolling into the second half of the season.
Do we do predictions yet, real quick?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to like
speed it up.
Speed it up a bit, yeah. So you go first on this one.
All right, I'm taking Dirty Mark and the Boys, and I'll do my second one as well. Neo Tokyo Radiators.
I got Horses in the Back and The Collective.
Sounds good.
I guess that was basically the song there too, you know. But anyway, next conference.
All right, and we're jumping right into it. I don't even know how it's possible to have 5 undefeated teams, but we do right now. Absolutely insane. Void Esports, Div 4, Purple, Ski Town Skeeters, Casuals, Voluntary Landslaughter, and Rectangular Prism. The only team that is on this list that is not undefeated is Power Slide, and they're still coming out strong, though, with a 72% game win percentage. They're going to be a team to watch, a possible underdog. T-Now, I don't know. What do you think?
I think this is probably the most competitive conference out of all the conferences across all the games. 5 undefeated teams. I'm going to go with my predictions here real quick and say I'm going with the Casuals because I love the name. Going to go with the Casuals, and I think Power Slide, even though they're the one team with the loss, I think they're gonna move their way up.
Voluntary Landslaughter, I think, is my pick. 82% game win percentage. 31 goals for, undefeated. That's what I'm going with.
Love it. Let's keep it rolling here. I believe more Division 5 action coming. Nope, not Division 5. Division 6 coming up. So our last division here for the 2v2 circuit, and then we're going to get into threes. This your division here, Smash. WAMAC, NA Gods, local sports team rounding out the top 3. Your team sitting in 4th with that 1 loss at 3-1, but some pretty good showing from those top 3 teams looking undefeated right now.
Pretty good showing indeed, yes. WAMAC, who we actually lost to.
Uh-huh.
So our fellows Unite, which is my team. We did lose to WAMAC. That's our only loss so far. Local sports team, which unfortunately we are not in their conference, but I love those guys. I wish we were playing against them. Kudos to you guys for showing up in this top 6 list. NA Gods as well. In WAMAC, they are 100% game win percentage. Those guys are very good. Look forward to seeing them in the playoffs here. 43 goals for. Local sports team, though, 49 goals. 49 goals for them.
That's a lot. But it's not going to make me pick them. I'm picking WAMAC, and I'm picking Mystified because I like the name. I think that they're going to bring that mysteriousness riding into the playoffs. Quantum Drift, though, is sitting at 2-0. They're a bit of the unknown. They may be 3-0 right now. That may bump them up the list, or they may be 2-1. You never know, but I'm sure we'll be getting their scores here soon, or maybe they've already arrived in my inbox but weren't here in time for these stats to be seen tonight. Who do you got, though, Smash?
Let's see. I think I'm going to pick local sports team because I pick them every playoff season.
Yep.
And I still remember their infamous Cinderella story championship run. They didn't complete it. They were so close, but they were like the 17th seed. This is back when we let every single team play.
Yep.
Every single team was allowed to make the playoffs, and they were like the 17th seed, and that was absolutely hectic. We had like 500 people, and we let every single team get in, and they beat like the number 1 team, the number 3 team, the number 5 team. Like, they were just beating everyone. It was awesome. But anyways, I'm picking local sports team.
Good choice there. Let's keep rolling here in Div 6. There's actually 4 conferences here in Div 6. So we're going to take a look at the second one. Cousins Crew, Devil Zone, Superlicious, all undefeated. Leo DeCap, Creams and Lotions, the Tryhards, and Valiancy. I think some of the guys in chat were going to be pretty excited to see Valiancy up there. I think Ethan's on that team, and then I know Witha was around here, or Wytha, I think, was around here as well. So you guys are having a great season there, rounding out the 6th spot. But, man, all 3 of those top spots here, actually 5 of these top 6 spots, all newcomers. Valiancy, the only ones that have a circuit under their belt, and they're hanging on in this tough conference.
That they are, and this certainly is going to be a shootout here. 3 teams undefeated, the rest 2-1, 52 goals for Cousins Crew. Absolutely nuts. Also 52 for Leo DeCap, Creams and Lotions. 90% game win percentage for both Cousins Crew and the Devil's Own. Tina, what's your prediction?
I'm going with Cousins Crew, and I'm going with Leo DeCap, Creams and Lotions. They both have 52 goals for. That's insane.
All right. I think I'll just pick Devil's Own, and I'm going Devil's Own, and the Tryhards. That's my pick.
Good choices there. Let's keep it rolling here in Division 6. See who we got in this Conference C.
So we've got 5 undefeated teams right now: Raider Gaming, Beans, Titanium Planet, Bros Deep, and the refried Skooma Beans. And, of course, the Skooma Beans franchise always showing up with the caps lock and the great names. I'll start with them. Refried Skooma Beans, undefeated, 48 goals for, 75% game win percentage. In the top 3 right now, Raider Gaming, Beans, and Titanium Planets, all 90% game win percentage, 52 goals, 38 goals, and 37. That Raider Gaming's 52. Going to be a tough one to beat. Very offensive team.
Very offensive team indeed. I'm going to go with my predictions here real quick. And, of course, I play for the Skooma Beans in Super Smash Bros. So I'm picking refried Skooma Beans. And I'm picking Supersonic Turtles, too, because they have a lot of teams across several of the circuits and divisions, and they're having a really good season overall as an organization, so I like them to make a run here. So those are my 2 teams who are definitely going to be playoff contenders here come the end of the season.
All right, let's go on to the next one here. And again, top 6, splitting the difference. 3 teams undefeated, 3 teams with just 1 loss. Brian and Brian Esports, I love these guys. I don't know why, but I love the name.
I love the name, too, and it's just such a hilarious name. Brian and Brian Esports. They're in 2v2 and 3v3. They're sitting here at the top of the 2v2 one. Bunch of fun. Win City and the Superb Owls. I assume it's the Superb Owls because of the spelling, but it could be the Super Bowls. I don't know. You never know. There's a little bit of mystery with that team, as it should be. All of these teams, though, are brand new. So this conference here in Division 6, the brand new conference, looking pretty competitive top to bottom. The goal differential not too big of a difference. Brian and Brian Esports is taking it to the house. That's all I know. I love the name. It's absolutely hilarious. And I think Bunch of Fun is going to be the other one that's going to lock the playoff spot.
All right. Is that your pick?
Those are my picks.
All right. I was going to pick Brian. I'm picking Brian and Brian Esports as well. And I'm also going with Win City.
Win City. I mean, it's in the name,
It's in the name.
right?
How can you go wrong, you know?
I don't know how you can really go wrong with that, but, man.
Win City. How do you not win in Win City? I mean,
you got to have to change your name.
Yeah, it's like Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wins Vegas.
Man, that's awesome. So that was all of the 2v2 East circuit. We're going to reload it up here and get into 3v3 because we got a lot to get through. Oh, yeah. Actually, we will oblige the request in chat. Battleman working behind the scenes. I wasn't sure if we were going to do it, but he gave us the go-ahead. We are going to do EU first. No, it's getting late for you guys, so we want to make sure that we give the EU folks a chance to check out how their circuit is doing. So this is a 3v3 EU circuit, Division 2. The Trisofts rounding out the top, sitting at 9-4, undefeated on the season, 3-0, matches won, matches lost, holding on to that number 1 spot. A lot of 2-1 action going on here in spots 2 through 5. Goofy Missiles, Peak Premier, Reflux, Pinch Tactics, all having fantastic seasons, all very close. And then DD question mark 2-0. I guess the question mark is what happened in week 3? Why didn't you send T now your results yet? Because we need that third game here to see how the rest of this shakes up. But good stuff coming out for these top 6 teams in EU here. Smash it. That middle is looking very competitive. I mean, even Trisofts is 3-0. They've lost 4 games, so somebody may be able to knock them down off that undefeated pedestal.
It certainly seems that way. Trisofts certainly not trying very soft.
Yeah,
They are trying very, very hard. Undefeated, 9 games won, 4 games lost, 69% win percentage. Goofy Missiles, though, beating them out as far as game win percentage is concerned. And, of course, you got DD at the very bottom, but it looks like we're still waiting on some match results there. But a couple more shout-outs. Goofy Missiles looking really good. Peak Premier, one of our franchises, doing awesome as well. Looking to get their first franchise trophy this circuit. Maybe they can climb into the first place or place for a trophy here. We'll see. Reflux, Pinch Tactics following up right behind them. T-Now, what's your prediction?
I'm going with Peak Premier, and I'm going with Goofy Missiles. I'm picking two teams that already have lost, but I think those are going to be the ones to do it.
All right. I'm picking Peak Premier because they're a new franchise. I want to see them succeed.
Love to see it. Let's keep it rolling here with 3v3 EU. I believe we're going to Division 3 now. Mo Salah's Battle Cars. Similar to what we saw in Division 2, only one undefeated team sitting up there at 3-0. A lot of 2-1 action in the middle. But you see that there's a chance here in this one. Teams sitting at 1 and 2 in the 5 and 6 spots. This must be a really competitive conference if these teams are all beating up on each other and there's only the one undefeated team.
I think you're correct about that statement. Most Laws Battle Cars, again, 25 goals for, 75% game win percentage, followed by the Phantom, 72. Grip Garage Banji, I don't even know how to pronounce that. 66.
We'll just call them the Bandits.
The Bandits, 66%. Borussia Teeth, 50%. And this is what's so great about the EU teams, you know, because like people are tweeting at IGL in like their native language, native tongue, which is awesome.
Yeah,
you know, I can't understand it, but it's great.
Yeah, it's amazing to see IGL going international here with the EU circuit and the support that's come over from that, and how into it some of the EU teams are getting. We really love to see that here. My predictions for this one: Monkey 100. I don't care if they're 1 and 2. Those guys have been around for several circuits. I see them making the run here.
I think I'm going to the dark side and picking dark side.
Ooh, I like it. Love to see it here. Let's keep it rolling here with the EU. Let's see. That was Div 3. We do not have a Div 4 in EU, so this is Div 5. Spastic Corpse Axiom 3-0, 75% game win. Misfire Esports Room Team Discipline at 2-1. Team Crumpet and Double Tap EU at 1-2. EU a bit of an interesting beast here, Smash. There's not, like we saw in the 2v2 East, tons of undefeated teams. We're actually seeing some 1 and 2 teams creep into these top 6. So it must be a bit of a competitive affair here with these teams trading wins back and forth here if we're only seeing, you know, 1 or in some cases none, no undefeated teams.
I think you're certainly correct in that statement. I got to give a shout out to Misfire Esports. Love those guys. Franchise in part led by my former teammate, original teammate in the summer circuit, the very first summer circuit we ever ran, Davey Rocket. Huge shout out to him. He's also a community caster, which, again, shout out for the community casters. You should definitely check them out on the stream. But this conference going to be heavily contested. I think I am picking Misfire Esports for my prediction.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Team Crumpet just because I love that name. It's hilarious. Also, mistake on my end. This is not Division 5. This is Conference B in Division 3. So that was my bad. These guys are in the Champ 1, Champ 2 division here in EU. But now I think we're ready for Division 5 here because we do not have a Division 1 or Division 4 in Europe. But help us grow that in the fall circuit. Help us get some more players because we didn't have enough for those 2 divisions, which is why we couldn't run them this time around. Looking at Division 5, Impel and Strand 7 sitting at 3-0. 2 undefeated teams here. First time we're seeing this in a EU conference here. Then X3 Gaming, Rocketeers, Ghost 9 all sitting at 2-1, and Phoenix Ignition creeping into that 6th spot with the 1-2 record. A lot of good things going on here in Div 5 of the European circuit. I mean, the 2 undefeated teams will be interesting to see if they collide in the regular season. If not, they'll just have to save it for the playoffs. I believe that conference was small enough that everybody makes it to the playoffs.
That's always fun, right? Like when you know you're making it, it's always a good time. But you still got to get that top seed, though, right?
You do. You're playing for seeding at that point. So good stuff coming from EU. I think we're going to keep it rolling here because, guys, we didn't get to do Casting Booth last week, so we knew this episode was going to be a big one. We wanted to make sure we highlight all the top teams across all our circuits, give you guys a little bit of support, a little bit of shout-outs, but obviously that takes a long time with how many people are playing. There's nearly 2,000 of you. We're absolutely loving the support from the community, and I think we're probably going to get back to our 3v3 East here. Yep, 3v3 East coming up. Another one of our big circuits going on, and here's Division 1, really lonely. You know, I've heard it is lonely when you get to the top and you're the best of the best, and I guess really lonely is confirming that here, sitting at 3-0 in the number 1 spot. Purdue alum not far behind them at 2-1. We're waiting on a lot of results here. Slash, I think there were some bye games early in the season. So Sway, White, and External Gaming at 1-2 and 1-1, and then Remove the Crossbar and Conquer Esports both at 1-0. So this one probably the most volatile division right now. You don't really know what's going to happen with this, but you do know that Really Lonely's been putting on a show.
They certainly have, as they are leading the pack, 75% game win percentage. Purdue alum, my alma mater, at the top as well. We'll see if they can hold on to that spot. Of course, you've got the Sway White guys who have been they have a couple teams participating in the summer circuit. External Gaming, Remove the Crossbar, Conquer Esports. Let's see what you guys got here.
Yeah, let's see what you guys got. Indeed, Conquer Esports was a fantastic team in the spring circuit. Went under the meme team, Remove the Crossbar, also some returning guys, and same with Purdue alums. So all these ones having a shot at making the playoffs here in Division 1. Basically just playing for seeding, as I think there's less than 16 teams. So my prediction is they're all going to make the playoffs. Let's go and check out Division 2 here in the 3v3 East circuit. Look at that. 4 undefeated teams here, Smash. And they're all returners, I believe. Well, Vicious Vipers, I'm not sure about that roster, but they are part of the Slippery Snakes franchise, who is coming back. But, yeah, take it away here with what's going on in Div 2.
4 undefeated teams. Saluki coming back. Bronco B Sports coming back. Vicious Vipers, I can't remember, like you said, if they're coming back. But, again, the franchises. Misfire Esports, kind of toxic as well. Returners. I don't remember if Divine, though. I don't think Divine
Divine's the sole new one here, and they're definitely playing fantastic out there. I think we saw them in 2v2 as well, so they've got a couple teams. Kind of Toxic was one of the top teams in Division. Well, I guess I shouldn't use the division names since it's changed up a little bit this season, but they were in the Champ 1, Champ 2 division last season, got promoted up. They've improved a lot, and doesn't seem like they've really lost a step here, coming in at number 2 in this Division 2 loadout here.
And Crusaders saying that Vicious Vipers were under the name Muffin last circuit, so they are returners.
That's right. Okay, good. It's good to know. I knew that Slippery Snakes franchise had picked up that team. I just couldn't remember which one they were playing under here. So got to give the shout-out from Saluki Sports and Bronco B Sports. They were fantastic teams in Division 2 last season. They're picking up right where they left off. Misfire Esports, I know Dustbusters on this team. I believe it's rounded out with Exodus, and the third person's name is slipping my mind here, but they're off to a fantastic start this season for the Misfire franchise. I'm going to give you guys the same lecture I gave the Dink and Flicka guys, though, earlier. Represent a franchise. Get that logo out there. Come on now. Now, I love our logo, but there's no reason for it to be on there whenever you're playing for that franchise. But good stuff from all these teams. Let's keep it rolling here with Division 2 and see what else we got going on here. I believe in the second conference, 2 undefeated teams, Arc and Shinobi. Love that name.
I like it, too. They are a part of the Shuriken franchise, I
They
believe.
are.
Shinobi, the Ninja theme, love it. And, of course, you got Shuriken Esports down the list as well. But Arc, the top of the list, along with Shinobi, 75% game win percentage, 47 goals for Arc, and 33 goals for Shinobi, followed by Insanity Gaming. Insanity Gaming, returners, Shuriken, returners, Best Buds Club. I think they're new unless they changed their name for something previous. And Supersonic Turtles, also returners.
Yeah, there are returners as well. And you see Shuriken Esports on there, number 4. Their one loss actually was to Shinobi. So a little bit of inter-franchise fight going on there. The random scheduling giveth, and the random scheduling taketh away. It's tough whenever you've got a lot of teams playing for the same franchise and you get randomly matched up. I think that was in week 1. Really good matchup. I think Davey streamed it. But, yeah, Best Buds Club, they are new. They've got teams in 3v3 East, 3v3 West, 2v2 East. They are all over the place. Welcome to the IGL family. They are off to a great start. Of course, the 2 Shuriken teams doing fantastic. The team Arc, their captain Mateo has been around for a while, since at least the fall or winter circuit. Played under different team names each time. I believe they were Retrospect last season, but now they are under Arc, and I guess the rebrand did them some good here. They're sitting at 3-0. Insanity Gaming, another long-time team that's been around. Same with Supersonic Turtles. I told you the Turtles, as a club, have been having a good season in IGL, man. You'll see a lot of their teams popping up towards the top. Let's keep it rolling, though, because we got a lot more to cover. I think, we are still in Division 2. Vanquish Gaming and the Danger Noodles, the number 1 and 2 spot there. Toon Squad, Hydrogen Esports, Big Top Gaming, Tier 1, and 777 Esports. This one's looking tough, man. Everybody 2-1 or 3-0.
Yeah, that's crazy. And a couple quick shout-outs here. Of course, you've got those undefeated teams at the top, Danger Noodles and Vanquish. Toon Squad. Again, Toon Squad, I could never figure out if that was from the Yu-Gi-Oh episode where they have the Toon Squad cards played. I don't know if that is, but if it is, that's hilarious.
I bet it's a Space Jam reference.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
I bet that
think,
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. But both are pop culture, so great. Anyways, Hydrogen Esports, Big Top Gaming, love that franchise, and 777 Esports. These guys are made up of returners, and you got Manivault, Sunless Khan, and Madams.
Yep.
On that team. Filling out that team. So they are returners. They just are now under the 777 Esports banner, which is exciting to see. 90% win percentage for Danger Noodles.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive there. Another Slippery Snakes franchise team absolutely killing it. Ninja Zach says, my team is not on the board. I know it's sad. We only get a look at the top 6 teams here, but hey, make a push here the second half of the season, and we'll be seeing you up there in the playoffs. I'm trying to remember which team you play for. I recognize your name, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. You'll have to remind me in chat so we can remember it when we see it there. I think that does it for Div 2. No, it does not. I'm just guessing. We're going into Conference D here for Division 2. We're yeeting at 3-1 in the top spots. Afternoon Delight sitting at 3-0. We'll see if they're able to kind of, we'll see what happens after 4, because if they're at 3-1, maybe a little bit battle for that first spot, but they do have the opportunity to go 4-0 and step up into that number 1 spot here. Bottom 4 teams looking competitive, though. Not seeing all the submissions just yet.
And let's see. I got to pick a prediction. I got to make a prediction here.
All right.
I think my prediction, I love AVN, but I think that 2-match loss is really hurting them. I think I'm going to go with Phoenix Ignition A Squad.
That's a good pick there. Dang. I always pick the Cool Dads. I mean, I'm probably going to stick with them if we're doing predictions. We're doing like spotty predictions here, but we got a lot of good teams, a lot of good players. We see another Avian team there. And then Trident Esports, a newer team, along with Afternoon Delight. They're both currently undefeated. We're still waiting to see what happened with Trident Esports in Week 3, but we do obviously know that Afternoon Delight is 3-0. We'll see how their Week 4 goes. Shire says, still remember losing the bet and eating that chili pepper. Yeah, Shire had to go up against the Cool Dads. Put a bet on it. It did not go well, unfortunately, but hey, it was fun at least. Got a little bit of fun. QWERTY Cube saying we're going to try to win it all again, maybe as a 12 seed coming out of nowhere. You guys made an impressive run in the spring circuit. We'll see if Never Punished can turn it around again here in the summer circuit. Let's roll, though. We got plenty of Rocket League to cover. We got a lot of you wonderful people to highlight here.
Highlights, yeah.
And yeah, we still have the highlights. Man, Smash, what's going on in this conference?
All right, Crossbars, Switch Pink, Dads, all undefeated here. And Clappers B, Clappers B, a part of the Clappers franchise. Crossbars, 33 goals for, but not the most in this circuit, not by a long shot. We actually have Clappers B, 45, Unforgiving, 41, but they do have an 81.82% game win percentage, as well as Switch Pink and the Dads. So highly contested in this top part of the brackets. And highly contested in the lower part, too. Clappers B, Unforgiving, On the Grind Esports, Clappers B undefeated, but Unforgiving and On the Grind Esports 2-1. 66% and 63% game win percentage, respectively.
I'd say Smash got that one covered, man. Let's keep it rolling for this next conference. That was a pretty good analysis of that one. Look at this one, though. 5 undefeated teams: Flaming Flamingos, Pandemonium, Scion, Enigma, and SWG Cobalt. 3-0 Infamous Esports sitting there at 2-1, having a great season, but like they're just like, hey guys, somebody lose up there. We're trying to move our way up here into the playoff spots. This is a very competitive division. I hope some of these undefeated teams get to play each other in the second half of the season. Rick Trick out here cheering on the Flamingos. Looks like we got some Pandemonium fans as well. I think they might have two teams. Pandemonium Blackouts. I don't know if they're associated with those guys or not, but this is Pandemonium. Either way, and okay, we get a little bit of help from the chat here. Pandemonium plays Enigma week 6. That's going to be one to watch out for there for sure. Looks like we've got some Flamingos fans in the chat as well. This may be I feel like I said this earlier, but I'm retracting my statement. This is the toughest conference. This one is it for sure. 5 undefeated teams. The only thing that would make me retract my statement a second time is one with 6 undefeated teams. But I know that didn't happen because I put the stats together.
All right. I think for this one, I'm picking Enigma. That's my pick.
They're a good one, man. They always come out of nowhere. I'm going with the chat hype train here. They say the Flaming Flamingos are nuts. They're sitting at number 1.
All right.
I'm in. Let's go. Flaming Flamingos. T-Now's on the hype train.
All right. Let's load up the next one here. And, of course, Dirty Scrubs at the top of the list, led by Rube Danube, the IGL OG, playing since the very first circuit a year ago. Played in every single one since. 37 goals for, 9 games won, 100% game win percentage. And quick preview of the highlights. Rube Danube is in one of the highlights.
He is in
So
one of
tune
the
in
highlights.
for that, because the highlights will be coming up hopefully pretty soon. But Sway GG up next, 3 undefeated as well. Peak Premier franchise undefeated. Void Esports franchise undefeated. Are you seeing a trend? The franchises showing up strong. Level 6, 2 matches won, 1 match lost, 72%. AVN Whiffers, 66%. So both of those teams, I believe, are 2v2 teams that have come over and played in 3v3.
Yep. Yeah. It does kind of get confusing to keep track of when some of the 2v2 and 3v3 names are the same. But, again, you're allowed to have one 2v2 team and one 3v3 team. So some of these teams definitely taking advantage of that. I want to point out that Void Esports Black has scored 52 goals. Pretty crazy. You see them sitting there at the number 4 spot, undefeated still. I can't wait to see some of these undefeated teams clash here, whether it's in the playoffs or in the second half of the season. If I had to make a prediction on this one, I mean, I'm just going to keep talking about Void Esports Black. I think they're going to be the ones that definitely secure that playoff spot out of these teams.
All right. I'm going to go with Dirty Scrubs.
It's a good choice as well. Let's see what we got going. We are just going to keep rolling because that's what we do here. What I tell you about the Turtles, man, they are having a great season as a club. Les Tortues Supersoniques. I don't know. I don't speak French, but Supersonic Turtles and big
now.
Yeah, I do now. 4 undefeated teams here, Smash. They're killing it.
They certainly are. And, of course, that Big Top Gaming franchise, once again, the franchise is showing up strong, sitting at the top of that list as well, undefeated, 41 goals for, 100% game win percentage. Back flip side, Tactics, undefeated as well, 90% game win percentage. Peace, Love, and Rocket League. Shout out to you guys. That name is amazing. Peace, Love, and Rocket League, 75%. Eddie's Worst Nightmare, 72%. And Roadkill Meow, part of the Roadkill franchise, 70% game win percentage.
Good stuff here. 2 franchises, Big Top Gaming and Roadkill, making an appearance in this top 6. The Turtles, though, reigning supreme, but barely. Big Top Gaming also 9-0 with the 100%, but the goal differential getting the best here for the Turtles. This one's going to be a grinder, man, to see who gets these spots. I can't wait to see how this one plays out. But these top 6 teams all looking pretty good at the midway point of the season. Shall we keep it rolling, though?
Let's do it.
That's the theme of the night. Just keep it rolling here.
All right, and here we are, next conference, JNF, Axel Pounder Gaming, Silver Muskets, D4, all undefeated. I'm going to lose my breath. There's so many undefeated teams here. 81.82% game win percentage, JNF. Axel Pounder Gaming, 75%. Silver Muskets, 69%. Silver Muskets, a franchise for us, as well as Dink and Flicka in that 5 spot. Polar Ace Esports 2-1. Good Shiz 1-2. And a shout out to our designer, DM Designs, for designing that sick Good Shiz logo.
Yeah, that's a good-looking one there, and that star on the logo represents their championship, which I believe was in the Winter Circuit. JNF, a newcomer, making their mark, 81.82 game win percentage, sitting at the top. Axle Pounder Gaming not far behind them, though. And then, of course, Silver Muskets, they always find a way to win. So we'll see how these ones shake out. Remulos asking if we went over EU. Yes, we went over it a little bit earlier because we had some EU people in the chat saying it was a little late for them and they wanted to see their circuit. So we decided to make them happy and show that. Moving on, though, wrapping it up here with this particular conference. Let's take a look at what we have going on here in this one. Void Esports, Division 5 here. Void Esports Purple 3-0. What you know 3-0. Retribution Esports 3-0. Aftershock 3-0. 4 teams 3-0 here in Division 5. It's pretty crazy getting a chance to see how these teams are all making their marks on the season. The Teletubbies and Team Zero both sitting at 2-1, looking to push their way up there past some of these undefeated teams with maybe a couple victories here in the second half of the season.
And gotta love those franchises. The franchises at the top of the list. Void Esports looking really, really good. Loving the Retribution Esports Club logo. Teletubbies, just a great name. 2 matches won, 1 match lost for the Teletubbies. 60% game win percentage. Team Zero Esports also sitting at that 60% mark. What you know, they have been around the block a few times.
They have.
And they're returning, and they're showing up strong, undefeated.
Yeah, they're doing really well here in the middle of the season. Let's see if they can close it out. It'll be interesting to see how all these teams do to close it out. I'm just noticing that we've got 5 out of 6 teams with the logo in this one. I wonder if there's any that's 6 or 6. Team Zero, so close. I think you guys have a logo, though. So make sure to get that updated there. Yeah, get it uploaded, get it on there, get looking good, look good, play good. It might help you jump up these rankings here. Keeping it rolling here, I believe, with Division 6 now. Hey, look at that. Local sports team sitting on top at 3-0, the number 1 spot. Supernovas and Shoguns also undefeated. Ding and Flickago and Mach 5 and Kilowatts are both 2-0. I'm wondering what happened in their week 2. They may have had a bye game, so they still have a chance to jump up there. But Smash, we may be potentially looking at 5 undefeated teams here.
We certainly may, and that's very, very impressive. Local sports team, big shout out to them. You can just tell that my prediction is local sports team. Supernovas, Shoguns undefeated, Mach 5 undefeated, Kilowatts undefeated. Congrats to you guys.
This is another very tough conference. Again, I'm pretty sure if I remember from looking at the schedules, both Kilowatts and Mach 5 had bye games, so that's why they do not have the full 3 games in yet. So they are a true undefeated right now. We don't know what I don't think it's one where their results haven't come in yet. So this one's going to be interesting. Everybody on those undefeated teams better hold on to those top spots. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. And then, of course, Void Esports Div 5 Crimson holding on steady there. But we're ready for the next conference, so let's keep it rolling here, Smash. What do we got going on in this one?
Peninsula Penguins and Misfire Stormtroopers and Brian Esports currently still undefeated, hanging out together in the top of the list. Peninsula Penguins, 81.82% game win percentage, along with Misfire Stormtroopers, Brian Esports with 75%. Then you got a flurry of 2-1 teams, Supersonic Turtle Academy, Axle Breakers, and The Fire following it up.
Good showing here in Div 6. We're back in the studio. Does that mean we got through 3v3 East, I think? Heck yeah, we did. Man, we are just cruising through these ones right now. Good stuff. You'll love to see it. I'm really excited looking at all these teams, getting to see the players, getting to see everybody hype it up in chat. It's a good time. We've got one more Rocket League circuit to get through, and then we'll be breezing through these Smash ones. 3v3 West coming up now. Division 2 here, Smash. Only one undefeated team. Two, technically, I guess, pending what happens with N7.
We'll certainly find out. Brethren undefeated. Utah Valley State 2-1. Supersonic Turtles 2-1. Again, the Supersonic Turtles name we've seen quite a few times here.
Yep.
N7 Nemesis Switch Lime at the bottom half of this top 6. Brethren 75% game win percentage. Utah Valley State 61%.
Just good stuff all around from these teams. Of course, we expanded into the West. We expanded into EU. And our West one, we've got Divisions 2, 3, 4, and 5. Brethren sitting atop Division 2. Watch out for Utah Valley State, though. They've got the most goals here in the top 6 teams. So we'll see if they're able to make a push here in the second half of the season. Keeping it rolling, though. Moving on, I believe, to this is moving it on to Division 3. Exalted Esports, Strive, and Nephilim, both sitting at 3-0. Los Chupanalgas at 3-1. 2600 Boosty Boys and Best Buds Club West rounding out here with some 2-1 records. Div 3 here looking pretty strong. Certainly a chance for some of these lower teams to catch up to try to make a push here for some of these top undefeated teams. But you know K-Factor's hyped up about Exalted Esports as he is the captain for that team. And he said Exalted plays Nephilim in Week 6. So our 1 and 2 teams, at least as it stands at the midway point, will play Week 6.
Love to see it. And this one, man, that middle of the pack is going to be pretty contested. Los Chupanalgas 3-1, 73% game win percentage. 2600 and Boosty Boys, Best Buds Club West, possibly trying to overtake some of those folks at the top. We'll certainly find out. No one here with 100% game win percentage. Every team can be beat.
Yeah, so if you're looking to climb up the ranks a little bit here in Div 3 West, you got this. Just make some plays here, second half of the season. Speaking of making plays, let's see what's going on in the other conferences. We're sticking with Division 3 here. This one kind of a similar look to what we saw in that first conference there in Division 3 just a second ago there, Smash. We've got 2 undefeated and then a bit of a logjam here at 2-1.
We certainly do. 3 2-1 teams, 1 1-2 team. Injured Reserve at the very top of this list, followed by RK Revenants. 90% game win percentage for Injured Reserve.
Yeah, that's definitely leading the pack there up at the top. The Revenants, though, not far behind, part of the Roadkill franchise. SW Orange 2-1, Undeniable 2-1, Mickey Mouse Club 2-1, completely mediocre, sitting at 1-2. But you look at the goals for, and it's pretty close, 3 through 6. So really any of these teams could make their way up the standings here. With the 2 conferences, the top 6 teams from each will make it, and then there will be 4 wild card spots. So best of luck to these teams as the second half of the season commences here. We are going to keep it rolling in the 3v3 West Circuit. We're moving to 4 now.
And here we are, Daddy's wild card at the top of this list. Mystified, Supersonic Turtles, Informal Cloud Esports, all undefeated, but I think we're probably waiting for some stats to come in. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah. And I believe Mystified and the Turtles played, if I'm not mistaken. So
we're just waiting. Come on, guys, get your stats.
yeah,
in,
we'll
get
have
your games
to.
in.
I think I got that one, but it was later. I haven't looked at the results yet. So right there, one of those teams is going to be defeated there. But then the other one will jump up to the top of the standings at 3-0. Lean Squad at 1-2, rounding out the 6th spot, may have a chance to potentially move on up a little bit here in the standings as the rest of the season goes on. So we'll see what they are able to do here. Let's keep it rolling, though. Keeping it rolling, moving on to Division 5. I believe this is the last one here for our Rocket League circuits before we get into Smash. 3 undefeated teams. We're half and half here. We've got 3-0 and 2-1. Cooking Young Goblins, your number 1 overall right now, 9-0, 100% game win. Trash Gods 3-0, and then We Dem Skooma Girls at 3-0. Mentioned the Turtles. They're having a great season, 2-1. Brashear Bulls, 2-1. Xenostrikes, 1-2. Skooma Beans, also a franchise, of course, representing out here in the West with that 3-0 team. This is pretty crazy to see how this West one is shaping up because it looks like all the divisions in the West have been really competitive, which is great to see for it being the first time that we're running a circuit out in that region.
And just to tack onto that, we do have hopes to get more people into the regional leagues. So if you have any friends that are on the West Coast or in Europe and looking to play on that time zone, let them know about Indie Gaming League.
Yeah, absolutely. Let them know and make sure that they get in here and participate in some of this fun. Almost done going through the playoff previews here, guys. I know it's been a long show, but we're having fun highlighting all the teams here. Let's take a look at the Super Smash Bros. Circuits. I think we're going to be starting off with Casual here. We'll be the first one. Should be a quick little preview here as we only have 6 teams, and there's only one team good enough to be undefeated, so I don't know who plays on that team, but they must be pretty good.
I don't know. Skooma Pink, though, right now at the top of this, undefeated, 75% game win percentage. Isabel Maines, love that name. Love the culture around the Isabel folks. I just love it. 2 matches won, 1 match lost, 72% game win percentage. Skooma Twins, 2 matches won, 1 lost, 66%. Boiler Boys, local sports team, Dark Knights, rounding out the pack as well.
They are indeed rounding out the pack. So just obviously I was talking trash there. I do play for Skooma Pink. We're undefeated, but we had the craziest 5-game series against Skooma Twins just this past week. So that's why they're sitting at 2-1. I got to give a shout out to the local sports team, though. They took down the Isabel Maines this week. That was a huge win for them. Knocked off one of the other undefeated teams. Got a big win for them in boosting their playoff seeding. We played them in week 2, I think, and it was a tough matchup, 4-game series. So the casual circuits is pretty intense here, but I think we're going to be getting ready to jump into the competitive one here shortly. But one last look at the standings, and then here's the competitive ones. Remove the crossbar, 4-0. They won their 3 games. They got an extra win because one of their opponents was banned. And then the Sure You Cans and Scott's Tots both sitting at 3-0. And Bumpalicious is even sitting at 2-0 too. And I believe their results came in late, and I think they're actually 3-0 now. So 4 undefeated teams here in the competitive circuit smash.
Indeed, and that's why it's competitive, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you come to expect with these more competitive circuits and divisions. Remove the crossbar, a multi-circuit franchise, a multi-game franchise, as well as the Skooma franchise.
Yep.
So love to see those franchises expanding into other games, and I think that's going to be pretty powerful for them as the circuits grow and the league grows. But right now, remove the crossbar, 4-0. Sure You Cans, 3-0. Scott's Tots, 3-0. Bumpalicious, 2-0. Crossroads of the Force, 2-1. And Raccoon Hats, 1-2.
And I want to give a shout out to Raccoon Hats because they're a new team, and they've had a tough season so far because their 2 losses were to Remove the Crossbar and to Scott's Tots. So they've lost to 2 undefeated teams. They've got that win. They're a very solid team. I would keep an eye on them. Bumpalicious was our second-place finishers from last circuit. Scott's Tots was our third-place finishers from last circuit. You see them doing well already. Smash mentioned Remove the Crossbar franchise has teams in both Smash and Rocket League. They also have a player on this Remove the Crossbar team, Fish, who was the only player in IGL history voted into 2 All-Star games. He got voted into Rocket League. He got voted into Smash. So he's doing it all here in the gaming world. And I do want to give a shout out to the Skooma Beans franchise because, to my knowledge, they are the only franchise with teams in every single circuit. They do Rocket League, they do Smash, yep, they do Apex. So pretty cool stuff coming out from those 2 franchises. Keep an eye on them as the season unfolds. That's the mid-season playoff preview, though. Man, we just buzzed right through it. We kind of had to. We've got a lot to cover. There's 2,000 of you, hundreds of teams, tons of stuff going on. I'm just going to take a breath here real quick.
That was a lot.
Like,
We're
yeah.
gonna do some yoga, stretch, stand up and stretch. Everyone, put your highlight faces on, though, because I think
Yep.
that's what we're going into next.
That is what we're going into next. We're going to let the videos do the heavy lifting here, but we've got quite a few Rocket League ones, quite a few Smash ones, and some Apex ones as well. We saw one of the Apex ones early, so we kind of got that one out of the way, but we still have some of the other Apex ones for you as well. Starting off, I believe, with Rocket League here, though. Skooma Boom or Bust. Let's see what they had for us here in this highlight play from previous weeks. Beauty of a pass from Malulera, going up off the wall, getting it to Shire, bounce and in their matchup against Shake and Bake. Really well done. Malulera and Shire pulling off a little shake and bake in that one. So a lot of shake and bakes going on here in the matches and stuff. Troller Dogs hyping up the Skooma, and Shire was happy to see that one. Let's keep it rolling, though, with a little bit more. I guess it's not the Skooma Boom or Bust, but, Shire and Malulera play in the Shuriken Esports franchise. I think we have a little bit more Shuriken highlights for you coming up here in this next one featuring Stratus. That right there was the definition of a top-tier block. Coming down off the ceiling, nobody knew it was coming, just right in front. I feel like time just froze, and he was just like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and just pop this one on and in. Great, great highlight play. That's why we love getting these submissions. We get to see the cool stuff from ones that weren't even on stream. That one was just a clip of some gameplay there. Really awesome getting a chance to check that one out here, though. And I think number 3 coming up here, Winter with some pretty impressive air dribbling. Let's check this one out. Unreal there, Smash. Not just air dribbling, forcing overtime on that. No time left on the clock.
No time left indeed. Man, I always get so amazed at these highlight videos because they're just over the top, and always enjoy looking at them and seeing what I could possibly do someday, but then I realize I never will.
Yeah. Gonna have to train to get a pull off a play like that. But that was a clutch play from Winter. And actually, I think if you guys remember, Road Chill, I think that was that team. I think it was Road Chill. They're still undefeated, so that play probably helped them keep that. No description needed for this next video. We're just gonna let Davey Rocket go on the call for this one.
If it touches the ground, we're going to OT. It's still in the upper air. Core's run out of boost, though. He gets it. He gets the touch. It's still alive on the wall. Can he get this one over? He does! Kane! They finish it! What a play! What a 0-second play from the tour. Are you kidding me? Coors keeps it alive. All along the side.
It just puts a smile on my face when I hear Davey casting. That was an unbelievable play. This is Rocket League moment. The 0-second goal from the tour. Unreal right there. If you're not getting on these community caster streams, that's what you're missing, man. You could have that calling your game. So go check out the streaming schedule channel in the Discord and get signed up. Smash, earlier you said Rube was going to be featured in these highlights. Let's see what he's got.
Game 1 for the Dirty Scrubs and Purdue Pug Champs. K-Cube on the kickoff. Rube already looking for a double tap. Will they have the boost to get it? They do! And Rube the Noob hits an absolute banger from the midfield.
That was unbelievable. The IGL OG throws in the double tap, making the Great play from Rube. Buddy, man, dude, man, you've been hyping it up in the chat all night. The IGL #1 fan here. Now we want to see what you got on the field. Let's run this highlight here for Buddy, man, dude, and see what he brought to us this week. Unreal, man. Unreal play there. All the way up the ceiling, dropping it down right in front. The soft touch just to get it past the defender. Nicely done there. Nicely done, buddy, man, dude. That one's well deserving of being here in the highlights. Smash, next one. Hercules. Another one of the dirty scrubs. This time he's leaving Chronic speechless, though. Awesome Alexander trying to pop this one towards the box. Rube, pressure in here. Heavy and I think Cube both jumping for this one. Hercules shot towards
What
net.
a shot.
Finds it. Dirty Scrubs just popping off tonight.
Wow. I have no words, Tino.
That's
Wow.
I mean that's how you know it's a good goal. If Chronic can't good stuff. If you know Chronic's being left speechless there, it must have been a good goal. We got 3 more Rocket League ones here, Smash. These are going by quick. I'm sad it's already almost over
yeah,
here.
They certainly are. And just a quick follow-up on that previous highlight. I mean, I can't believe that we're seeing that kind of play in Division 4 now. I remember in the early days of Rocket League, there's no way you would see that at those ranks.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, especially these teams that have been playing together for a while, the things that they are able to pull off. Let's take a look at the Neo Tokyo Radiators coming out of the 2v2 East circuit and what they did in their duos matchup this week.
Ryokushin playing it slow, trying to get the perfect shot. Is not to be, though. And Garwin's going to apply the pressure now. This could actually be a shot. Dolphin Destroyer follows it up. What a quick 1-2 punch. Garwin gets it past the first defender. Takes possession, slow plays it a little bit. Gets it off, though. Dolphin picks it up, puts it in the corner just past.
Great play from the Radiators. Garwin with the flick up to Dolphin for the goal. You'll love to see it. Some smooth moves in that one. Some smooth moves in this next one. Bearcats bringing the hype here in this next Rocket League highlight. Up the wall, through the defense, bouncing it off the floor, and then just gets it right underneath the crossbar there. Smooth plays coming out from Bearcat. That is the 9th play, although these aren't in any particular order. I guess I should preface that with. But either way, last one coming out here from Creepazoids. This one, nice dribbling play. Beats all 3 defenders there. That great block at the end to secure the goal and just maintain possession. Coast to coast, collect in the corner, score on the other end. Love to see it there. It's time for some Apex ones, though, here, Smash. Get hyped up. I think we saw one of them earlier, so we're going to probably skip over that one. But we've got a Code Man shooting them up.
Buddy. Nice.
Level 2. We aren't all in the ring. Now that's what the map's for.
Well done, friends. First blood.
No bueno. There's one right there.
What the piss, man? For real, though.
Lighting them up, the 1v3 there. Starting off the game as the new kill leader. You love to see it. 2 more. Smash
more.
highlights. Let's check them out.
I think, Tina, you're in both of them.
I am in both of them. So some good, some bad. I think we're starting off with the bad here. Wingman, if you're watching, clip this one for you.
Smash ball was in play for a second. Zach falls off. Is he going to be able to recover? He does, but Wingman does get the final smash ball. What's going to happen here? He does pull it off. He hits both of them. It's going to be a double, it looks like. Will he finish them both off?
All right, that was painful. That hurt. That hurt real bad.
But I think we got another one coming up here.
But we got another
got me
one, and
proud
I'm going
of.
to tell you right now that didn't hurt me as much as this next one hurt them.
Night, so that's actually really good for them. Zach going, now there's kind of a battle of 1v1s. Tina with a giant smash on the left side, and then another giant side on the smash on the left.
I made sure to cut the end of that clip where I fall off the edge and kill myself. But man, did you see those 2 smashes? That was crazy. That was awesome.
Rigged. Hashtag rigged.
Yeah. Guys, we need more Smash highlights and Apex ones, too, so make sure you're clipping them because I just clipped a few for my series that were pretty awesome. The double kill with the ultimate, or with the Smash Ball, and then, of course, I got a double kill that I was pretty happy with there. It's like the reason I play Smash Ultimate is to hit people with Ganondorf's Punch. There's no better feeling than doing that, so I had to throw it in the highlights. Codeman is pumped up that their Apex highlight made it. That was a great play, man. We were checking it out. We were like, this dude's just lighting everybody up. He got 3 kills all in a row. We love seeing the Apex ones. 317 Slayer hits us with a tier 1 for 14 months, the grand champ of our heart. We got to see his Apex play earlier on in the show. That one was just nutty with the 1v3 respawn and win for the championship. Yeah, release the cut with T now dying on it. Yeah, maybe. maybe next time. Speaking of next time, though, guys, that is going to do it for our show. It was a long one, but we wanted to make sure that we showed off all the teams that are at the top here in the conferences in the middle of the season. It's halfway over. You got a ways to go. Few quick announcements just to wrap up. Number one, we just saw the highlights. We also want to do the lowlights, funny plays, goofy plays. There's a channel for that in the Discord. ! Fails to see how you can get in on that. Those are supposed to be fun ones. Let's keep them like don't try to make fun of your opponents or anything like that. All right, primarily self-submission, or it's got to be good-natured and stuff. So just make sure you keep it clean with that. And then, of course, our community caster applications are open. If you're interested in being a community caster, make sure you check out the application process. It was emailed out to everyone. It's also in the IGL announcements, and you can find out more information here with the !casters command. I had one other announcement, but it slipped. Week 4, roster lock. This is the last week to add players to your rosters. If you do not take advantage of the full size of your rosters here, then you just got to go the rest of the season and the playoffs with the players that are available to you. So if you want to add more people to your team, this is your last chance to do it. And if you haven't already, definitely add more people because subs always come in handy.
They certainly do. Quick, just a couple notes to tack on to what Tina said. If you're interested in being a community caster, the biggest, most important rule is, one, that you show up.
Yep.
That is the biggest rule. And additional rules I'm going to tack on are, 2, if you send us an application that is not complete, meaning you haven't answered one of the questions or you haven't submitted a VOD, it won't be considered.
Yep.
It will not. You won't even get a response from us.
Yeah,
so,
do not. Yeah, if you don't answer all the questions, don't hold your breath waiting for a response.
Yes. So fill out all the questions. Show us what you got in a video. If you don't know whose game to cast, you can post in the Discord. There are literally 300 plus matches that happen every single week.
Yep.
So you can find someone to cast, or just get a scrim together and do it. It's super easy. And the Community Casters program can be a ton of fun. I think every single person of all the community casters we've had that are in it now are now affiliates. I think 2 of them are affiliates because of the program now.
Yeah, they've definitely it's been a great way for the community to engage with each other, to get to know each other, and to just have some fun on each other on some of these other casters' channels, and get more games on stream, because that's what it's all about. That's a lot of the fun of IGL, is being able to get your games casted over. Obviously, we don't have the capacity to do that all on our channel, so we started the Community Casters program to be able to let you guys have the chance to do that. Speaking of the Community Casters, they are all live tomorrow. Hashtag streaming schedule in the Discord, or I don't know why I said hashtag, but that's the channel. It's got the hashtag before it. Streaming schedule in the Discord. They are all live, going live at various times between the hours of, I believe, 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Check them out, twitch.tv/DavyRocketGG, twitch.tv/themustache_, and twitch.tv/317Slayer. They'll be bringing you some Rocket League tomorrow night. I think we're going to have a Smash stream on Wednesday, TBD on that, but we'll be back on the IGL channel on Wednesday if we get some games on the stream. And then, of course, we'll be back on Thursday with some IGL Rocket League. This was a doozy of an episode. We had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys tonight. Thanks for those of you sticking with us here. Commissioner T-Now, Commissioner Smash, Battleman on production. Of course, shout out to Tapper's Arcade Bar as well. They are our sponsors for the Summer Circuit. It is the Summer Circuit powered by Tapper's Arcade Bar. If you're in or around Indy, go check them out. Great place to hang out. Great place to participate in some tournaments, have a beer, play some arcade games. You won't regret stopping by Tappers. And you won't regret stopping by our Community Caster streams, so make sure you check them out tomorrow. Until next time, folks, we'll see you here on the IGL channel on Wednesday for some Smash Bros. Ultimate.